51. This is The Legend. 105.3, 95.3, WDXE.
And it's time for the Friends and Neighbor Hour. And today we have County Executive David Morgan, and he has brought a very special guest in with him. You may want to introduce this person.
Well, this is the woman, second only to my mother, that changed my life, you know. So this is my wife, Stephanie. She's with us today. She and I have been married for 23 years, and she has blessed me with 5 beautiful children and so much more. She is, as Sandy Patty used to sing, the wind beneath my wings. If you don't know Sandy Patty, go back to the 90s and 80s. And Yeah. Well, Stephanie, it's glad you're here.
Well, thank you. Thank you for having me. Surprise.
Yeah, you keeping him in line, keeping the family in line. You guys have kind of built the American dream here, haven't you?
Well, I think so.
Well, it's been good.
It's been good. Yeah, the Lord's blessed us. That's why.
Yeah. Absolutely.
I say we're living the dream. You know, people ask me. Of course, you just kind of say that whether you feel like it that day or not. But
I feel like it every day.
You know, Steph is. I'll tell you. When I saw her, I met her at church camp, right?
Yeah.
She was a counselor. I was the drummer in the worship band. I dropped my sticks about 5 times that night during the worship set. She was.
You were impressive.
No, I was impressed by her, that's for sure. But anyways, of course, I saw how beautiful she was, and that drew me to her. But then, you know, just her heart for the Lord, and she was worshiping with the kids in her youth group, praying for them in the altar, and I was like, man, this is the kind of person, you know, I want to. Anyway, but the greatest blessing that I got from meeting her was just her heart for people, and man, her heart for me and my kids and my family. She's my mom's caregiver. Stephanie's a nurse, and she takes care of my mom when my mom needs taken care of. Of course, she never thinks she needs taken care of, but
she does.
But she does. And, anyway, but yeah, her heart is what's incredible, and so I'm just double blessed by that.
Well, you mentioned your children. I couldn't name them all. There's 5 of them. Mm-hmm. Can you name them all?
Go ahead.
We've got Peyton, Ben, Eli, Eden, and Titus.
Yeah.
And then an honorary Morgan. No, just kidding. Kendall Franklin. He's the best.
Oh,
he's the best.
Awesome. So y'all got a house full.
Son-in-law.
And you're a busy lady.
We do all the things, and it's so much fun.
Yeah.
I can't imagine my life being any other way.
She's a farmhand some days, and you know, helping with the pigs and the sheep and
the cows are my favorite.
Well, I forgot you were a pig farmer.
Yeah. We sell our pork down at Piney Branch off the square there. We're partnered up with the Harrises. Yeah. Stephanie is my delivery girl to get the.
I manage the deliveries. Yes,
she does. Atlanta Harris will message her, say, "Hey, we're out of sausage, we're out of bacon, we're out of this," and so she goes to the deep freeze and boom, and now got a couple headed to the slaughter next week, I think.
Good deal. Yeah. I'll be headed to get some.
Yeah, it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
Yeah, no doubt. Mm-hmm. Farm raised, local stuff.
That's it. We use all non-GMO feed for hogs can't just live on grass alone, right? Yeah. So they do get a non-GMO feed blend that we get from Taylor Family Farms, my friend Johnny Taylor. Yeah. And so they're all natural, all organic, if you will. They're about to head to their summer and spring paddock, and they'll just be foraging and rooting around and eating all the good stuff in the ground and the roots and all that good stuff. It's what makes pork taste so good. You know?
Yeah, I'm sure you involve the kids.
Oh yes.
Yeah, they have no choice.
They were voluntold.
Voluntold, that's right.
Voluntold.
I like that. That's a good term.
You have been voluntold to go feed the animals this morning. Off with you.
Teaching them, and I know you do, bring them up in the nurture and the admonition of the Lord. And part of that, of course, is honoring your mother and your father and obeying. Mm-hmm. You know, this ain't about how to raise your kids show. I'm just saying. So,
well, we're still in the process of raising them, and you know what, Jeff? Everyone is different, and so what works with one doesn't work with the other. So we learned that early on.
I got corrected many years ago by an old minister who said, "Look, you don't raise kids. You raise hogs."
Well, I mean, that's true.
What do you do?
Bring up? He said he pointed me out. You bring up children.
Bring them up.
You bring them up.
Yeah.
So I was kind of corrected on that. So, but we still use the word.
I like that. I'll use that.
You have my permission to use it.
I'll have to dig into that a little bit. That's a whole teaching on parenting.
That's right.
All right.
That's right. Well, hey, you are here in a big way because campaigning is underway.
Well, today early voting starts in Lawrence County today.
Yes, it
so
does.
It's already open at our new election office. We just had a ribbon cutting there on Monday. So one of the cool things about being in county government is we have 16, 17 buildings that are just county government buildings, excluding schools and all that. Yeah. And our maintenance department does much more than maintenance. They do remodel projects, reconstruction. Mark Brewer is our maintenance director. He's more like a project manager. So Jeff, they save us hundreds of thousands of dollars a year. We don't have to hire contractors to do flips and remodels and this and that. And so we've moved them. The election commission moved over there. Last year they got finished up. And so it's 710 Marr Avenue.
That's right.
710 Marr Avenue. That's right. It's right there behind West Highland School, which is the Achievement Academy today for the school system, right beside the Accounts and Budget Office, which is my people over there in the budget office. But early voting starts today. Stephanie's here because if anybody remembers last time when I ran for office on early voting day, she was on the corner at Cyclone Corner with signs. Her
I do remember that.
And my aunt and I was out there some. I wasn't doing this job back then, so I had a little more free time to be able to go and do that kind of stuff. But early voting starts today. I'm an early voter. I've been early voting for a long time. What about you, babe? What do you want to say about early voting and people getting out there? Come on.
Well, I just need people to get out and vote and support my guy. I think he's the best man for the job, and I'll be out on Cyclone Corner in just a little while.
Are you going to do it again?
Oh, yeah.
Well, why
Listen,
not?
That's my favorite. Like, I just love being out with people. Like,
Yeah, I can tell from what little bit I've been around. You're a people person.
I am, very much so. And I want to know every detail. I want to know your favorite color, your favorite food. I want to know it all. Even if it doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things, it matters to me. What's important to you matters to me. So the more action I get with people, interaction I get with people, the better I am. The better I sleep at night, because I guess I use all my words out and about, and then I don't have to use them all when I get home.
Hallelujah.
David doesn't have to hear them all.
No, that is a huge bonus in my life, is that Stephanie genuinely loves people.
Like I really do. Like,
and, some women don't like other women. It's just I'm just gonna say that they're like, they don't. But Stephanie's just not like that. She really likes people, and she loves people. So I never hear. She never comes home like, so and so did this or so and so did that. I mean, I never hear that out of her. It's just
I'm not perfect.
Loves being around people.
I try to look for the good instead of the negative.
That's right. Johnny McDaniel coined that phrase when he was our school board speaker.
That's right, he did.
Find the good and praise it, right?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, he did. He coined it.
Well,
You've probably
sounds
seen that on the wall
I've
in the
seen
school
it on
somewhere.
the walls.
Yeah. Well, no, she'll be out there, and we kind of joke about that. I've got my wife out on the street corner advertising for me.
I did it.
And,
I did not ask permission.
She had the signs printed up, and she's put the people together to be out there. So anyway, just want to remind people to get out. 2,900 people voted last time in this Republican primary, and man, that to me is tragic. We have a county of 46,000 people, and only 2,900 people voted in the Republican primary.
Yeah.
And that's not the general election, but in this day and age, in this current political climate, the Republican candidate certainly has a little bit of an advantage going into a general election with the current political climate.
Sure.
This to me is for me, it's the most important election right now because it is the current one. So and there's no promise, there's no guarantee that I'm going to win this.
Sure.
And, my opponent is a formidable opponent. So, but I just need my supporters and people that have been excited about what's happening in Lawrence County. That's really what's going on, man. It's even not all about me. It's God has blessed this county so much, and I feel like we have unity in this county like we probably never had before across the board with municipal governments too.
I think there's a good feeling of optimism all the way around between the government entities and people that are movers and shakers, as I call them, people that make things happen. Not necessarily in government, but just government and business.
And business, even our churches.
Yeah.
Our churches are slam packed full. One of the big things for me, and Steph can attest to this, when I ran for office, I asked my church's permission first, and like my board, and then at our annual business meeting, I asked them, I told them that the Lord was really impressing this upon my heart to do this, and so, nobody in my church really objected except for maybe one family, and so we went for it. But my promise to my church and to my family was I would do an honest assessment at 3 years in, what kind of effect is it having on my family? So Stephanie and I started talking about that back in September. That was 3-year mark for us. What kind of effect it having on our kids? And
Sure.
so I've asked my children, one-on-one with them, and they got a lot of their mama in them, and me too. I'm a people person, but
Yeah.
for the most part, my children really love being a part of our lives and serving people, and that's
Sure.
what ministry is, right? So this is a carryover, in my opinion. You get to serve people, you get to make decisions to help your citizens and county employees,
Sure.
and volunteers, and so we did that assessment, and and I told the church I will do an assessment of the church, like.
Yeah.
Had 3 years, where are we at? Are we stagnant? Are we in decline? Are we growing? Where are we at? Is my staff, do my staff members think it's okay for me to go ahead and do this again? Will
Yeah.
they be honest with me? And so we did that, and I mean, we had green lights all the way across the board. So I said, okay, Lord, the decision this time is a little easier than last time.
Sure.
Last time it took 2 years for me to say yes, but
Well,
anyway,
you've got
excited
your feet under you. You know the job. You know what it entails. You know the demands on your time. All those things. What do you feel? What do you feel is like some of the most important issues facing our county coming over the next 4 years?
Well, Tennessee is still, I think we're number 4 in the country and the most moved to state.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the reasons, I think the reason why people are moving here is because of our culture and way of life.
Yeah, me too.
And we can say that it's lower taxes, and it is, but lower taxes are a result of our culture and our way of life, right?
Sure.
Those things have been instilled here, and regardless of party affiliation. I mean, this county in Tennessee was run by good Southern conservative Christian Democrats for so long, and they built this community, politically speaking.
Yeah.
And it's a conservative environment. People are coming here because they want to raise their kids in a Mayberry-esque type place, right?
Right.
So I think my biggest responsibility is balancing the growth that we have seen with preservation of culture and way of life, and part of that preservation of culture is protecting farmland. And development's happening. It's going to happen even more. There'll be more big national companies trying to
Sure.
find land here. And,
Sure.
and of course, for real estate agents and all that, you want to sell houses, right? I mean, that's your business, and but you want to balance all of that. So I'm just saying, let's figure out some common sense ways to protect the best farmland we have in Lawrence County, while also making room for growth and development. Because everybody wants the flat ground, they want the access, they want it on the highways, and
Sure.
and it's easy for farmers too, and so that's something I'm just sworn to protect. And I say this, that farming didn't choose me; I chose farming as a first generation
Yeah.
farmer. I've always wanted to have a farm, wanted to have animals my whole life,
Yeah.
and so protecting that way of life is important to me, because I want my children and grandchildren and great grandchildren to be able to have that.
Yeah.
Because there's something that comes with the farming culture.
Yeah.
It's the family emphasis. It's your hands in the dirt. You're
Right.
you're earning your keep, if you will. And there's just God knew what He was doing when He put Adam and Eve in the garden.
Yeah.
He did. I mean, He gave all of us, I think, a desire to steward and maintain this earth and this life. And someday He'll. When it's all said and done, it'll be a new heaven and a new earth, right? And that's what we'll do forever.
Well, that's what we are. We're here stewards. None of this belongs to us.
Nope.
True.
None of it belongs to us. So, so we're here to steward over what God has given us.
Yeah, yeah.
And I think we're expected to do a good job with it.
Yeah. So I think that's the challenge of the next 4 years. And there are other things, of course, that always need attention.
Yeah.
And so, are we taking phone calls today?
Well, we can.
All right.
We can if you want to.
Let's grab one.
All right. Let's see if someone's actually calling to talk with us. Good morning.
Nope. Well, okay.
Sometimes people are calling the station and they're not necessarily listening.
Oh,
You
it just
never-
comes through every
You
phone.
never
I got
know.
you. I got
You
you.
never
I got
know. But if you do want to take phone calls, we can. 766-9393 is the number. If you'd like to talk to David and Stephanie here.
Well, Steph didn't grow up a farm girl, but why don't you talk a little bit about what you love about being out there and on the farm and our dream is to build a house on that farm. We have a little farm in Piney, and we live in town. But someday, the dream, Lord willing, I say Lord willing, and the dead don't rise.
Yes.
Because if the dead rise, we're out of here.
We're gone.
Bye.
And I hope so. Anyway, I believe that I am.
Yes,
yeah.
we believe.
So, but yeah, talk a little bit about how much what you think about all this. I drug you into all this farming stuff, babe. So just.
Well, I want to know, first of all, I'll ask you this way.
Sure.
Did he say, hey, I want to get a farm? He went, oh, goody, I'm really happy about that. Or did you say, what?
Well, first of all, let's put this out there. I'm allergic to grass. I'm allergic to a lot of things.
Oh, my,
so
okay.
Farming
She's allergic
is
to
not
everything.
necessarily the easiest thing for me, but I love it.
Yeah.
You know, it brings us back to center. It brings us back to our true north. It helps us, like, the busy and crazy and go is slowed down by the time that we spend at the farm.
Mm-hmm.
That draws us back to the family time. The kids are riding their bikes out through the pasture.
Dirt bikes.
Dirt bikes, regular bikes,
Yeah.
whatever, lawnmowers, whatever
Yeah.
they can find to ride on.
Yeah, I agree with you. Being out just a little bit away from the chaos of every day, it does help. Well, let's see if someone actually does want to talk to us. Good morning. You're on WDXE with us.
Yes, can you hear me?
Well, yes, we can hear you.
Well, that was not me that called a while ago. I don't know who it was. I wanted to address this about farming and food. I know food has been rationed a lot of places during wartime and things going on. And I know they were rationing water here. I was actually watching a video about what's going on in Iran. But humanitarian needs like food and medicine have got to be gotten through. And one of my concerns, and I moved back here. I lived here years ago and moved back here, and I like it here. But I know even here, it was unreal before that storm. I think we need some good farming here and some food security. You know, we think these things won't happen to us, but I actually found out from someone who's majored in history this last week, and I did a search on it, that during the Civil War, the North closed. It was doing what they're doing over the South, Mobile, New Orleans, and it had to do with cotton crops. And the reason I say this is even the smallpox issue, similar to COVID, but more real, touched Loretta and Lawrenceburg because I pulled it up. There's been issues with food supply, even getting to places. Most grocery stores only have a 3-day supply. So I want to know if they have emergency plans or do they plan to discuss them. If any kind of emergency happened with the churches and people in the community, so that the people get the food they need or the supplies they need, or if they discuss it. Just wanted to throw that out.
All right, thank you there. Wow, she went in a lot of directions.
Let me touch that real quick. So she mentioned rationing water here. So that, I don't know that that's the right terminology. There's been some moments where we've had some water lines that busted back in the ice.
Sure.
Back in the winter time, LUS had some. Let me just dispel any fears about water in Lawrence County. So I know Murray County's dealing with a lot of water problems, so that's something that everybody's probably aware of. But we have the most water of any county in the state of Tennessee, and I just finished up a master's degree program at Lipscomb University on leadership and public service last July. I finished that, and one of the things I studied in there was the water supply here and how there was a lot of things kind of bubbling back then. The Leoma Utility District was under a little bit of heat and pressure from the comptroller's office and all this kind of stuff. But it's not because we don't have enough water here. There's been struggles over the years with compliance and management and things of that nature sometimes. But it's not because we don't have a lot of water. We have more water than any county in the state. As a matter of fact, we sell water. Different entities in this county sell water to outside of this county. So I know Loretto Utility System does that. The reason why we have 9 different water suppliers in this county that you can get a bill from, there's 9 different, is
Right.
because we have so much water here. So
Yeah.
we have more utility districts than any county in the state, and so water I don't think will be something to fear.
That's something I don't think I knew.
Yeah. It's
Now, I knew we had abundant water.
there's an East Tennessee county up where the headwaters of the Tennessee River start that try to say they have more water, but the argument is pretty clear that we do. So anyway, and I did study that for quite some time, and we do. We certainly do all the.
It is pretty fascinating that all the waterways in this county begin in this county.
Yeah. So think about it. Shoal Creek, Buffalo River, all that starts here in Lawrence
Yeah,
County.
it
So that's a
all
big
comes
deal.
right out of this county.
And one of the reasons why we have so many utility districts is, hey, you could drill in every little corner of this county, and you could get a great high flow well, and create a little community out
A
of it.
lot of them, yeah. A lot of the area. There's a few spots.
There's a few that
But in order to say this, because I ran across one or two, but for the most part.
Well, you're in every corner of the county.
I've been,
You every holler and hill, and Jeb Hood's been there doing an auction.
Well, one of the things that's always a concern when you sell land, is to make sure that there's water available somehow, some way. So that's always an issue. We always look. I was like, well, where's the water?
Well, let me get back to our question on food insecurity. So, in times of need, so we have an emergency management director. His name is Shelton Barnett. And he has an entire emergency management plan for natural disasters, for times of they pretty much they think of everything. They try to cover everything. So there's all kind of plans in place if things of that nature happen. And one of the good things in Lawrence County is there's a lot of access to produce right here in our county.
There really is.
More so than any neighboring county we have. We've got the Rawson family down the south end that has all their produce and fruit that they provide. Then we've got the Amish Plowboy up here, and then there's other local. We got Duncan's Market. I mean, you can go on and on down the line. The access we have to food here, so I feel pretty confident about it. But it's certainly not something that we're taking for granted either.
Awesome. I think about that too. The food deal, the locally grown stuff for us. Lawrence County is pretty blessed to be able to you can go in almost any direction and find produce when it's grown, in season.
Yeah, I'll have to say one of the things that spurred me on to getting into cattle was during COVID. Just thinking about how am I going to feed my family if things get really, really crazy?
Sure.
And so we had already had a little piece of land at that time, and we bought a few cows and started raising our own. And I thought, well, we can always go slaughter a cow and eat protein and salad, I guess, if we needed to. But
I happen to live within walking distance of a few Amish, so I'm thinking,
good,
sooner, if I'm absolutely starving, surely they'll have something. So.
Oh, yeah.
I'm afraid they would be bombarded.
They would be. If we were in that circumstance, they would be bombarded.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
Well, listen, all I can say is God forbid we have that circumstance.
That's true.
Yeah, I'm believing and praying that never happens. Stephanie, when we used to grow a garden, we haven't grown one in a few years, but she used to, she'd get out there and work in the garden. She'd have to cover,
I have to wear a mask and gloves. It's ridiculous.
Because she's allergic
to
allergic stuff.
Yeah, but that doesn't change the fact that I love it and love doing it. So.
That's good.
I'm going to make a way.
Well, I'm going to do a lazy man's garden eventually.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is that just potted in pots?
In pots, yes. And if that don't work, I'm just driving back to the Amish. So.
That's true.
Well, I guess as long as you're not growing pot in the pots, you're good, right? Okay, all right.
Very good. No, just good fresh produce. That's the way.
Okay, all right.
That's the way. Well, listen, I know that you've been out and about in the communities, and how's things going?
Man, Jeff, I'm hearing really, really good things. People are excited about what's going on in Lawrence County right now. There are some real concerns out there, but man, overall, by every metric that I have evaluated the county, we've had arguably, Jeff, the best 4 years that we've ever had, across the board that we've ever had in Lawrence County history, and that's. From our school systems to our economic development to our roads to emergency management, the things we've been able to do, first responders. It's just unreal the progress we've seen without compromise, right? And so that's what I'm excited about. And I think most people that are in the know or they're trying to be informed understand that.
Yeah.
And that's the challenge, I think, from my office. From county government in general is to get the message out and let people understand and know what's going on. And so, man, it takes a couple years to get your feet under you too. I didn't come into this with any experience in government at all. I hadn't been a commissioner or anything like that, and so I was drinking through a fire hose, the first 6 months. And
that's right.
It was a lot.
Steph knows late nights, me sitting there in the bed reading up on stuff and catching up on emails and going to every training I could possibly go to the first couple years. And even that's when I realized, hey, man, I need to learn more too. So I had the opportunity to go to Lipscomb to get this Master's in Leadership and Public Service, and really went hand in hand with what I'm doing in government. So I learned a lot there, made a lot of connections there, networking. But yeah, that was a challenge. So my ask, I guess, and my request to the Lawrence County citizens is, give me a chance to do it for another 4 years, and we'll build upon what we've already accomplished and what we've already done. And a lot of relationships have been built. A lot of connections have been made. A lot of learning is taking place, and I'll always be a learner. But
Yeah.
but man, the next 4 should be exponentially better than the 4 before because we've built on top.
Well,
of
let me ask you this, and I guess I'll ask this somewhat kind of tee this up, but during the campaign, when you have campaigners, there's I want you to address the idea that's kind of being out there that you're not full time, because I know you are.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And I'm like, okay, it's not being said; it's just being suggested.
Yeah, right.
And
right.
I'm like, okay, that's kind of unfair because I actually know that you are full time.
Yeah. So I think we joke, don't we, Steph?
Yeah.
I say people look at our lives and they have panic attacks. It's like some people. It's like, how in the world these Morgans do everything they do, and
You don't do what you do and not be full time.
no. It's
well, and like David said a few minutes ago, like he'll stay up and study and read and do all the things, but I don't want y'all to think he doesn't get sleep, because he does. He manages his time and he manages his emotions and he manages all the things that he does very, very well. I see the side that people don't see, and he handles it so well. I'm very proud of that. Now, side note, when he went and got his master's, he did that full time, and he did it on the weekend. So
Yeah.
it didn't take away from his work week. So he was still working full time,
Yep.
doing the county stuff, and then church on Sunday, church on Wednesday, being a part of meetings for that, and still devoting, Friday night, all day Saturday, and then Sunday evenings to getting his master's degree. And it was a little intense at times at our house, just
Sure.
because I wanted to make sure that the house was quiet so he could do what he needed to do. But,
How is that possible with that many children?
well, Peyton and Kendall don't live with us. They're married.
she swings a big stick, brother. She swings a big stick. No, I'm just
I'm
kidding.
pretty bossy, and I can get my kids to listen. No, but like, we should have a reality show, but it would probably make a lot of people real nervous. I mean, we could sell a lot of tickets and a lot of popcorn.
Our former youth ministers, they are at Murfreesboro now as the lead pastor of a church up there, Bryce and Sarah Harper. But they were always like, I don't know how y'all do everything you do. And that was before I became county exec.
But it's so much fun. Like, work is work when you don't enjoy it.
That's true.
Job is a job when you don't enjoy it. This is our lifestyle.
Yeah.
We love doing what we do. Whether it's the farm, whether I'm buying groceries, whether I'm stopping in at the office to see Nancy and Christian and David, saying hi to all the people in the hallways. We love that. My kids always want to go.
Yeah.
They always want to go to the campaign breakfast, lunch, fish fry, whatever it is. They want to go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and I'll say part of it is, Jeff, time management's everything, right?
Is.
I mean, time management's so important, and I learned years ago that you got to properly manage your time and plan your day. And we hit our alarms go off at 6 a.m. Well, hers goes off at like 4:30, so make sure Ben's up going to work, and then she comes back and gets in bed. And
Sometimes.
Like our day starts early. I get a cup of coffee and spend some time with the Lord, do my little morning devos and praying, and then we just hit the ground running every day. And really, government, the work I do in government as county executive, see, we don't provide, in my office, we don't provide a transaction, right?
Sure.
So in every other office, there's some type of monetary transaction that's happening, a permit for this, permit for that, some type of service you provide the citizens. My office, the transaction is a listening ear, right?
Sure.
And so what I manage a little different than my predecessor in some ways. I'm very intentional about, hey, if you want to meet with me or talk with me, I want to give you an hour of my time. I'd rather that happen than you just kind of show up. I may be in the middle of a meeting. I may be leaving in 15 minutes to go somewhere else. Because what a lot of people don't understand about the county exec role is I'm the CFO of the county, and I'm also the CEO of the county. And we have 11 department heads that, like, they're not elected, that they work directly and indirectly underneath my office. And so I'm not a come to me kind of leader. I go to them. That's just kind of that's how I've always led. That's how I do. So I go to their office. I'll sit in their chair across from their desk, and I'll say, hey, what's going on in your world? What do you need me to do for you? I'll walk around and I'll talk to their employees. and just greet everybody. That's just how I live life. And so to say it's not full time, it's kind of like ministry, and there's a lot of people in this community that think preachers just work on Wednesday and Sunday,
Yeah, well.
right? I mean, that's what they think, right? So, because they don't understand, and a lot of people don't understand a lifestyle where you're not punching a clock, right? Or you're working for somebody else.
Sure.
And I understand that, man. I worked, you worked at DRM too.
Sure.
We worked 38-hour shifts a lot of times.
Sometimes.
At DRM.
Sometimes, yeah.
So, I haven't been a clock puncher in a long time, long time, because I worked for myself and my own construction business. Like you can't get that stuff off your mind. It's 24/7. So ministry's that way. It's 24/7. I'm available. It's 24/7 availability in government as well. I was on the phone last night till late in the night with someone.
I think it was 10:30 or 11.
Yeah, over
and that's okay.
Yeah,
because
somebody. Yeah, over,
we don't feel neglected. We don't feel left out. We feel valued.
Sure,
because he's doing his job. We get to support him.
And I carve out my time for my kids and my family, and that's one thing. Like I think some people are saying, well, he's not at enough committee meetings and all this. Well, I'm not a micromanager. Look, we have competent commissioners. We have professional men and women in there, and some of them are chairmen of different committees and all that kind of stuff. And if my kid has a ball game, look, I have a snapshot of a window of time to be with my children.
Sure.
And I say it like this: if you're not with your children on their stages in life,
Sure.
and not stages as in years, I'm talking about their platforms.
Sure.
Like where they shine.
What's
at the
important to
ballpark,
them.
at the ballpark, at school, at their plays at school or whatever.
Way to commit.
At their church things. Like if I'm not there watching them from the spectator seat and cheering them on, then how am I ever going to expect them to honor me on my platform or my stage in their life as their pastor, as their father, as their county executive? Mm-hmm. So it matters to be there. And I'm going to just straight up say I will never apologize for putting my family above being at certain meetings here and there in the evenings, because I do this all day long every day. And
Sure.
And so some of the, sometimes the commission will be like, well, where's County Executive Morgan? Why is he not here for this 20-minute committee meeting? Well, what they don't know is I've already called that the chairman of that committee, and I've told him, hey, my kid's got a ball game tonight, or I'm going to be here or there. If you need me there, I'll come by for 5 or 10 minutes. If you need information from me. And every time they're like, no, I think we're good. We don't need you. But again, it's a difference in trusting other people to run what they're appointed to run.
Sure.
Or they feel like you got to micromanage everybody, and that's not my job as county executive. And so at the end of the day, people don't even know this yet, but like I don't even have a vote with the commission. Like they're the ones that vote. I get to initiate policy, present research, as a CFO, I come to them and I say, here's the challenges we have financially in the county. Here's where we need to fix this and fix that. Yeah. And they make the decisions. A lot, I help in the discussions and guide the decision-making process. But at the end of the day, they get the vote, and I trust them. And there's not one thing that I've wanted to accomplish over the last 4 years that we haven't accomplished. And I learned a long time ago in leadership teaching that you can accomplish a whole lot on a team if you're not worried about who gets the credit.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
And I'll celebrate my commissioners. I'll celebrate the ones that are leading these committees and getting stuff done. I'll communicate with them. If they need me there, I'm there. But most of the time, they're very capable of running their own discussion. And so
that kind of leads me to this question, and this may seem like a dumb question, but how do you see the real, and you were talking about it already, but the real job and role? If I said, what's the job description of Lawrence County Executive? What is that job description? How would we define that?
Well, number one is, according to state law, I am responsible for the budget of Lawrence County.
Okay.
The presentation of a budget, the compilation of it, putting it together, presenting that to the commission. They vote on it, yes or no, up or down. We chisel it a little bit out here and there in my budget committee. And then I'm responsible for that being carried out throughout the year. That every T's crossed, every I's dotted, every penny is spent where it should be spent. And the comptroller's office is, they're there watching everything we do. And I'm very grateful for that watchful eye and oversight of the state comptroller's office. So that's number one job description, and which is a big deal because we have millions and millions of dollars that we're responsible for. And so that's a big deal. But the second thing is the CEO, as the CEO of the county, I have all of these departments underneath me, and I'm responsible for, helping them get what they need, guiding them, their projects that they're doing, the different things where they're growing and expanding, from the library to maintenance to the budget office to EMS to, go on and on and on down the line. And so that's the second major part of my job, which is, you're talking about hundreds of employees that are underneath that.
Sure.
And then one part that a lot of people maybe don't realize is very important is I represent the county regionally in the Southern Middle Tennessee district, and I'm on numerous boards. I think I'm on 12 different boards as an ex officio on some, and then as a voting member on others that are statutory boards created by state law that I have to serve on, and they don't all meet at my office, by the way. Matter of fact, none of them meet at my office.
So you have to be at those meetings.
So I've got to be at those board meetings. And so, and then another thing, I represent our county as the highest elected official to state government. I was just at the state capitol a couple weeks ago representing the interests of Lawrence County on a couple bills that were being proposed. And you know what? We got those bills killed in committee. And because me and a couple other county mayors were there, right on the front row, and they knew that, we got an entire county down here that this is not going to help. It's going to hurt. And so that bill died, and I was proud of that. So, and then there's also, Jeff, there's representation from Lawrence County to national government. That's where a ton of grant money comes from. The federal government's giving money back to states and back to counties. And if I don't go and connect and learn about those opportunities, then we'll sit down here and be isolated, and we won't get the grants and things that we need. And some people say, well, grants are strings tied. Look, at the end of the day, it's our income tax money, right?
Right.
At the federal level that we're getting back. Yeah. I'm not going to ever apologize for getting federal grants in Lawrence County. That's just, I can't understand. There's people on the far fringes of the Republican Party that just go off about grants, and I'm like, okay, I'm going to get our tax money back, so I'm not going to apologize for that.
Yeah.
They're going to give it to somebody.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get it. And we're going to look at the strings attached and all that kind of stuff.
I agree with you on that.
Yeah. State money's the same way. Like it's our sales tax that we derive, that we generate right here in Lawrence County. Small businesses generate sales tax. The state takes the lion's share of that.
Yep.
I go fight to get some of that back,
Sure.
We got a new health department being built over here. Guess what? Not a single penny of property tax dollars is spent on that new health department. Every bit of that is federal and state grant funded. Every dime of it.
Good deal.
I'm proud of that.
I was going to ask you about you set up some special effort for grant.
Yeah. So, and that's another thing. The culture. I changed a little bit of culture in my office. Okay, and anytime you change culture, people get their feathers ruffled a little bit. But I'm a feather ruffler kind of guy. Even in the church, we've changed some culture in our church, and it's helped us grow and helped us be relevant in this generation. But yeah. So the only grant writer in Lawrence County is Nancy Brewer.
Yeah.
And she's in my office. She's my executive assistant.
You probably couldn't have handpicked a better one.
No, and I tell everybody, she's really the county executive. She just lets me wear the hat, right?
Nancy
Stephanie
is
loves
the best.
Nancy,
I love Nancy. My children love Nancy. We love going up there.
Yeah.
Mom, can I just go up for 2 seconds? I want to say hi to Nancy.
Yeah, everybody loves Nancy.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And Christian
If you
too.
don't like Nancy Brewer,
And Christian Tyree.
issue.
But so what was happening, Jeff, was my office was the hangout place.
Okay.
For it's just people would come and go, and that there's one thing to be said about building relationships, and I understand that. I'm a people person. I want to hang out we do that, but I noticed that she was unable to focus on her job.
Yeah.
And as the only grant writer in our county, it's very important that Nancy has time unimpeded, time that's just devoted to mining for grants. That means where she can actually start looking for opportunities for grants, as opposed to just waiting for people to tell her where they're coming from. And then to work on those grants as well. So we've landed, Nancy, I'm going to give her all the credit in the world, she's landed more grant money in the last 4 years than we landed in the last 12.
Yeah.
And it's all because she has spent focused, intentional time. Again, it goes back to how do we manage our lives with all that we do. We're very intentional about our time. And so I'll sit down and meet with anybody. I'll meet with anybody in my office, and I'm going to give you an hour at least of my time. But I just prefer that we set that up. And that's why I put my cell phone number out on social media. Like, just text me, call me. I'll set up a time. We'll meet with you. You know, my week is usually pretty booked up and maybe into the next week, but like, we'll find a time. And there's occasionally, hey, on Thursday this week, you know, today's Wednesday, right, on Thursday, oh, well, you know what? I got an hour here in the afternoon. Come on over. You know, let's chat about whatever concerns you.
Sure.
And another thing I like to do is ask them what concerns them. Like, let me know that before you come. Just as a pastor, I learned a long time ago that, you know, when somebody finally wants to have a meeting with you, it's something that's been bothering them for a while.
Sure.
They've been thinking about it. They've been researching it.
Yeah.
And it's not fair for them or for me, especially if they're seeking my advice or help. It's not fair for them that I'm not informed about the subject too, as much as I can be before the meeting. Like, as a pastor, you want to know, like, hey, if it's a marital issue, like, I'm going to be prepared for that and talk to you about that or whatever it is. And as a county exec, hey, if you got an issue with water in your district, then I need to study, okay, what's the water provider? You know, what are some of the challenges out there? Look at some of the history. And then when you come and talk to me, guess what? I'll be able to give you a more informed opinion and help maybe direct you in the right direction. It just makes sense to me.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, I think about it like this, you know, just the county, just 101 budget, okay, just the primary county budget is $26 million. And that's what, you know, I'm overseeing that every single day with my budget officer. Like, what CEO of any company, I mean, you don't go to your doctor without an appointment. You don't go see your dentist without an appointment. You don't even go to your groomer for your dog without an appointment, right? And so part of that is you want to be very intentional about that time. And when I'm out and about, yeah, man, there's never a time we go to a restaurant that I sit down at the same time my family does. That never happens.
Me neither.
Yeah, you just go around talking. You go around talking to people, and sometimes somebody will be like, "Hey, there's this pothole down there, and so," and I'm just smiling. Okay, I said, "Well, let me put that in my phone," and I said, "I'll talk to Mr. Crick about it." And you know,
Speaking of that, there's one up Etheridge I want to talk to you about.
Okay, let's talk about it.
Let me
you
get
got a lot-
Ryan Crick on the phone.
Yeah, let's get Ryan Crick in here next Wednesday.
Oh my gosh! Just about every time I go up through Etheridge, this is on the main highway though. This is a state highway. Right up there in front of Marshall's, just north of Marshall's, in the left lane going north, I hit this hole, and it surprises me every time.
Oh, yeah.
But it's in the main highway. It's not your deal.
The
It's
key
main
thing
highway.
you said was state highway.
It's state highway.
And a lot of people don't know. They got state roads, we got county roads, we got city streets. People go on with me about Springer Road, and I'm like, well, it's actually a city street, you know.
It is. City's responsibility.
I mean, I'm sympathetic to it, but like, we have 1,000 miles of roads in the county that we're responsible for.
Yeah,
So.
and they're doing a good job.
Ryan Creek's killing. You know, we were able to do. We've done the largest road building program, Jeff, that we've ever done. And what do I say by program? That means money. So the commission agreed, and the state of Tennessee chipped in as well, and we were able to do $9.2 million in just money setting aside for Ryan Creek to buy the materials he needs to do road work in Lawrence County. It's never been done. 28 years ago was the last one that was done here, and I think it was $2 million. And so, you know, I'm very proud of that, and we made that happen, and we did that at very little cost to the county and to the citizens. So,
Excellent.
Yeah,
Excellent.
Super proud of that.
Super good, super good. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing it happen for you again. I know I'm confident that you're doing well. I haven't heard anything super negative really, and I got my ear to the ground pretty good most of the time. What do you see? I think we talked about it a little bit, the challenges maybe out there. She mentioned the food. I think we're good there for the most part, as far as prepared as we could be. But budget wise, how are we doing there as far as revenue? How are we financially?
So we are, we are healthier than we've ever been. So we've got the biggest fund balance we've ever had in county history as far as percentage of budget. And that is, what does that mean? That means our savings account is strong. And any of us know, as a family person managing your own finances or business, if you've got plenty of money in your savings account, then you know that if rainy days come, difficult days come, natural disasters come, that you've got some cash on hand to be able to make a difference and save lives in the midst of things like that. So that's where we are, financially speaking. And the growth has just been what's done it. You know, there's a reappraisal coming out here in just a few weeks. And, you know, our property values have gone up in the last 4 years.
Sure.
So there'll be a reappraisal. But actually, the tax rate will be lowered. So right now we're at 2.01.
Okay.
And it's going to be a sub 2 tax rate, will be the certified tax rate. And what people may not understand is when reappraisal happens, the county cannot, by law, it cannot take in more property tax dollars in the year following the reappraisal than it did the year before. There's a law that says so that county governments can't capitalize on reappraisal and you know, raise taxes and make more money just because the valuation went up, right, on your property. So I love that in Tennessee law. I think it's solid. It is a challenge for county government because we'll just have that year of no growth from the reappraisal, but all the growth that comes in addition to that. So the new homes don't count as a part of that, and so all that. So we'll see that growth continue.
Sure.
And that's where we've seen a lot of the extra financial blessing is in the growth we've incurred, and that's good. But it's not been unmanageable growth, you know.
Sure.
Murray County has seen unmanageable growth. They're in a mess up there. They're in battle. City government, county government, they don't get along.
Well, they've had to put a halt on a lot of things because of that.
Oh yeah, and their water shortage is an issue up there too. So, but you know, I feel pretty comfortable in Lawrence County. We are not an interstate town. We're not an interstate county. That helps us a little bit. We're kind of over to the west a little.
Yeah.
From some of the bigger growth. If you see, the 24 corridor is really what's booming in Tennessee and growing.
Sure.
Interstate 24. We're very isolated from that. A couple hours away. So that's good. We're becoming a bedroom community of the Huntsville area as well. South of
Huntsville, Athens, even Florence.
Yeah, that's all booming and growing down there. But we're kind of in a safe space here. I'm excited about the future and what's coming. And I really, financially speaking, Jeff, we're stronger than ever. And
I've been saying for many years we live in a sweet spot in the world.
Yeah, we do.
really,
Oh,
really
100%.
do.
I've been to. Goodness, I think it's 28 different countries doing missionary work over my lifetime, and every time I come back to Tennessee, you know, if you fly into Atlanta, I'm happy to be in America, but in Atlanta they're just rude to you in the airport.
Yeah.
Like I'm like, hold on, man. Like I just came back from Rwanda and everybody was so nice over there. Don't be rude to me in the airport, you know.
Yeah.
But then I get back to Lawrenceburg and I'm just like, praise God for where I live. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's the best place in
I
the world.
couldn't imagine raising children anywhere else. So when we lived in Texas for a little while, Dad's like, well, do you want to stay here? Do you want to move back? Like, what do you want to do?
Yeah.
And I cannot imagine raising my children in a huge city.
Yeah.
Yes, the benefits of a big city are great, but I want that small town relationship where you know who's making your breakfast. You know the lady at the grocery store. You know the guy inside the gas station.
Yeah.
You know, do I feel uncomfortable letting my kids run around at the ballpark? Absolutely not.
Yeah.
You know, because there's always somebody that's like, oh, hey, I saw him, he's over here.
Right.
Or, you know, I already know where my kids are.
Us too.
I'm a hover mom.
That's right.
But the safety and the comfort and the familiarity of Lawrence County and Lawrenceburg is just unmatched.
Makes it a place we love, doesn't it?
Well, I saw last night we were at Abigail's field.
Yeah.
They kicked off this week.
Gosh, that's my favorite.
Yeah, I love going up there.
Love it.
Tommy Lee got injured the first night. He's probably going to have to go to the doctor and get checked
wow.
out. Yeah, he got shotgunned by Presley Townsley. Presley's a big boy. You know, he hits home runs. But anyways, last night I noticed this. So my son Titus, he's running around. You know, he and Shep play on the same baseball team. So they'd had a game.
Yeah.
And he's over walking on top of this brick wall, and like one side's a 10-foot drop, and the other side's like a 4-foot drop. You know, and I see him over there. I'm thinking, well, he's just a normal 8-year-old boy. I ain't worried about it. You know. If he falls, he'll be all right. He'll bounce off the ground. But I saw an older lady went over there and told him, get down. You don't need to be walking on that wall. And I didn't, not for 1 second did I think, well, I'm going to go tell her to leave my kid alone. No, I was like,
Never.
okay, that's fine. Like, go tell him. I don't,
That's perfect.
It takes a village to raise Morgans. So, but that's where we live. Like, a lot of people get all tore up, and I'm like, no, we live in the culture where people care about each other, and people can, hey, in my neighborhood growing up, any mama in that neighborhood could whoop me, and that, I mean, my mom wasn't gonna go get mad at them.
Yeah.
You know, it's just how it was.
That's right. Grab you by the ear and take you to your mama.
Oh, 100%.
That's it.
Well, listen, right quick. Why don't you brought this in, which is really a good looking little card here that talks about you and the election and some of the accomplishment. Why don't you run through these points right quick, because I think it's pretty interesting. And we got just a couple of minutes before we have to go.
All right, yeah, and I'll say on this card here, these are not just talking points, these are real results. There's things that been delivered in the last 4 years in my first administration. So, you know, we delivered teacher raises in our schools. We got ahead of what the governor had said was necessary across the schools.
Sure.
We fully funded our schools. Everything that our school system has asked us for in the last 4 years, we've been able to do, and then some. We gave $12 million to build safer, more modern facilities to expand classroom space. Listen, the largest road investment in county history has been made in the last 4 years, and we've expanded water access around the county. We secured the largest industrial investment. Financially, it's the largest amount of money that's ever been invested in Lawrence County history through Magna International. And multiple other, if we add them all together, it's exponentially more. Multiple other new plants have come to town, and they fit our culture perfect with the amount of employees they have and all
Sure.
that. So we're very excited about that.
That's been exciting to watch.
Yeah, but we've also been able to protect, and I'm going to continue to fight and protect our rural way of life. So, you know, when I came in, EMS was not fully staffed. We were one ambulance shy of what we should be, and we've been able to provide that 5th ambulance, and we were fully staffed. I spent 2 hours last night at the EMS station talking with the shift there, hearing their concerns. We were understaffed at the Sheriff's Department. We've been able to give them comparable living wage to counties around us, and so we're not losing people. We're able to keep our best people. So we've really invested in that. Hey, I guess maybe the thing I'm most proud of is our volunteer fire departments have received more than a 100% increase in funding from the county, and that has helped with our volunteer rate. It's helped with new recruits coming in, and they're doing better than ever. That big accident that happened, Jeff, just for instance, that accident that happened yesterday out on 64 East, there were 11 seconds they were in the truck. From the time the call came, in the truck, 11 seconds on the road headed there.
Wow.
And that's because we have full-time firemen now during the day at the county fire at Leoma and at Etheridge. I'm very proud of that, and because of the extra funding, we're able to do that. Hey, biggest thing is we've done all this with no tax increases. 0 property tax increases. We've balanced 4 budgets and then some. We've increased our savings by 60 or 56%, and we paid off $18.2 million in debt. All
I
that.
think that's impressive, the payoff of $18 million.
Yeah. So we have a debt service fund, and we're paying off debt constantly, and I'm very proud of that. And we just delivered real results for Lawrence County. It's not politics for me. I still don't. I will not call myself a politician. Maybe I'm just in denial. But again, as long as you don't care who gets the credit, the team can accomplish good things. And we've got a great group of commissioners. Looking forward to working with them again if the Lord wills that, and the citizens of Lawrence County. But people got to get out and vote. 2,900 people is not enough people to vote in the Republican primary.
Yeah, we do want to encourage you to vote in the primary, and early voting started today.
Today, and you know we have open primaries in Lawrence County, and some people, you know, the priorities of our parties have changed, and they found themselves, maybe they grew up a certain way, and now they're voting another way. And so, just vote for who you think. It should be the person to help represent Lawrence County, to the state government, be the person to sit in that office, and when he's there, sit in that office and help manage the finances of this county. And I think the proof is there, the track record is there, and I'm blessed to have a wife that's crazy enough to let me do this again.
Stephanie, so glad to have you.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's been a pleasure having you both, and I may see you again, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, we're going to be around, and going to try to be on the radio more often throughout the next few weeks. So looking forward to it.
Good deal. We'll come back anytime, and we look forward to having you again.
All right.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you,
so
guys.
much.
Bye-bye.
I know we can ramble on sometimes.
It's tax deadline day, so Americans who haven't filed returns or extensions only have.
Okay, your clock's wrong.